Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, down here in the basement studio, bringing you the mini recap of episode 36, so 36.1. And that episode was on 36.1, Loki, Satire, and Chaos. So it was a fun little episode. We had a guest on that episode, Kurt Baumeister, and we discussed Loki and his latest novel, Twilight of the Gods. We got other guests on this episode. We got Ellie joining us. He discussed this episode, Twilight of the Gods. It was a postmodern retelling of Norse mythology centered around Loki. Kurt distinguishes his rendition of Loki from popular culture interpretations by portraying Loki as more neutral or even a good character amidst a chaotic world. We touched on the philosophical, psychological, and political dimensions of Loki, extending to his role as a trickster god and how this archetype reoccurs in various cultures. We also talked about AI and the potential as a modern-day trickster causing hallucinations and contributing to the digital chaos. We also pointed out other pop culture references that had trickster tendencies, such as Rod Serling from Twilight Zone, the Doctor from Doctor Who, and Q from Star Trek. So that was the episode in a nutshell. You should go check it out.
It seems like you made a list about the list that we make for the show.
That's right. I'm making lists of lists.
I didn't know.
Mini lists now.
It's a list of a list, a meta list.
You get the mini lists. Yeah, so no.
That
Absolutely bad.
it was a nice nutshell. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I try to give people that little recap, so get them interested. They haven't listened to the full episode. Go check it out. It was a fun discussion on
It was
Loki.
good.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. It really evolved into a discussion about good and evil.
It's such an easy one to go down where it's like, where are the lines? It's all gray.
That's right.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and then we had Alex on YouTube. He had a couple
Hi, Alex.
ideas of other. Yeah, I know I didn't even. We jumped right in, but I didn't. You got me, Joe, and Nick, and Ellie, and we got Georgia here. So yeah, just wanted I jumped in. I was so excited. Ellie's
You were
excited.
so excited to do a recap list.
I know,
Of the list.
I didn't even ask permission to do the list. Usually I ask, but I was just going for it. I'm being an agent of a trickster. I'm being
Yeah, but if we said
so.
no to your list, would you still do your list?
probably.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I do too.
So getting back, Alex had some other ideas for that Loki archetype and other pop culture references. Two I was familiar with, one I wasn't, so Nick, you might have to help me out. But one was Jinx from Arcane.
Okay, yeah,
And I
good
think
one.
definitely a really good
Oh, that's
example
a really good one.
of an
yeah.
agent of chaos who embraced the chaos. And yeah, so very good.
And that is a perfect one to talk about, like good versus evil.
Yep.
And yeah, if you're a good character or a bad character, and that kind of dichotomy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had Harley Quinn. So I know we talked about the Joker, but his partner in crime, I think she totally embraced the chaos. But the other one I
I would
wasn't.
actually say more a Loki than a Joker.
I can see that. Yeah. And like you said in the episode, it depends on the iteration of the Joker. I think some are
Right.
more
Yeah.
Loki and some are
But
just.
I feel like she tends to straddle the line of good and evil
Yeah.
more than the Joker does.
Yeah. And I think she cares. I think when
Yeah.
she does it, she actually has some. Same thing with Jinx. I think she does care
Yeah, I think
at some.
it was a
Yep.
real struggle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other one I wasn't familiar with was Gwenpool. And so I know the character, but I don't know enough
I don't know
about
that
him
character.
So I didn't know, Nick, if Gwenpool.
I can see Gwenpool being one, but she also doesn't do anything maliciously.
Who is Gwen?
And Gwenpool is, I believe, what she started as like a fan of the comics and stuff, like their extended universe. And she understands that she's in a comic. So she pretty much just inserts herself into everything. I believe that's how she started. I'm not 100% sure. I'm fully expecting someone to be like, Nick, you're wrong. And I will be like, yes, you're correct. I'm wrong.
So is she related to Deadpool?
I don't think they're related.
No.
No
Okay.
relation at all.
Her name is Gwen Poole. It's not like a Deadpool
Yeah.
off character.
Right.
Okay.
First name's Gwen. Last name's Poole.
Okay.
Two names.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that was cool. Like we said on the episode, I think you can look in a lot of stories and find that Loki trickster character. I think like we did with Rod Sterling. If you guys haven't listened, go listen because that was an interesting discussion how we got there. And
Funny.
Nick pulled that one out, so give him some credit.
Yeah, I'm right.
So-
Jordan never put two and two together for that one.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
And then Nick, you probably saw Alex asked you a particular question of where to start with Doctor Doom. He said he tried to start, but got discouraged. So
It's such a hard question, and I understand that one completely. Obviously, for Doctor Doom, most Fantastic Four comics will lead to
Mhm.
him again, which is always a fun time, especially
Right.
with the new Fantastic Four movie coming out. I would suggest going there, which I want to say the most current run ends up introducing Doctor Doom early, and then he starts with Doombots and then actually brings Doom in, which I think is a good one. But I believe Battle World is another one where it ends up introducing like Doom being the ruler of everything, and it's fantastic. What else? There's a more current run of Spider-Man where Doom shows up, which I think is really cool. I could give a little slight spoiler where Doom is Sorcerer Supreme in this run, and he chooses Peter Parker's Spider-Man to be the champion.
Oh.
And let's cut to where Spider-Man dies about 8 times, which is really fun.
you segued really nice into future episodes. But before we get the excitement, because we got some fun announcements. But anything else you guys want to touch on that episode? Loki, satire, and chaos.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like
Kurt
it,
was a great
no,
guest.
I
Look
felt
forward
like-
to having him on again. He
yeah,
was really
I felt like it was pretty complete discussion. Yeah.
yeah. Check out his book Twilight of the Gods. That seems a really good read. I know Nick was barreling through it. I started a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
I finish it because I ended up getting sidetracked with one of our future guests,
yep.
which was a lot of fun reading.
Talking about the future episodes, the Fantastic Four MCU movie comes out July 25th, 2025. So just in a couple months. And what we are planning to do, we've been teasing, but we're going to do 4 episodes leading up to the movie release. We'll start episode 37, June 11th. And we'll be starting with Sue Storm Richards and talking about Invisibility with comic creator, critic, Nick Ulanowski. And then we'll
Not
move.
me.
Not a
Not me,
different Nick?
And-
You're-
yeah,
you're
another
not that
Nick.
Nick. So we'll have
Yeah.
2 Nicks. Should be crazy. Nick squared. And then episode 38, we'll be talking about Ben, The Thing, and Strong Skin. And very special guests, New York Times bestselling author and pop culture guru, Jonathan Maberry, will be joining us for that discussion. It will be a good one.
Woo-hoo.
Episode 39, we'll be talking about Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Human Combustion with the Dr. David Pincus from University of Chicago. And if you remember, he is a returning guest. We had a lot of laughs and fun talking about the science of climate change and permafrost and alligator natives, if you remember that, in the turpentine farm. Fun episode, so it'll be great. And then episode 40 to cap it off, we'll be talking about Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards, and the ability of stretching. And for that episode, we're bringing in a MD, Dr. Maria Dowell, to come in and talk about the hand wavium of stretching. Yeah, so that should be a fun lineup. And that last episode comes out July 23rd, just in time for you to get your popcorn, your movie tickets, and go see the MCU and think about all the fun science and hand wavium and how that's handled. So
Then we'll be here for you on the mini episode that next week
that's right.
talking about that movie.
I think we're gonna try to go see it. Are we're gonna go see
Yeah.
it that weekend or when it comes out? Yeah, we should do it. Yeah, report
Opening
back
night.
night 2 a.m.
No.
I did that
I
for
totally down.
I did that for Endgame. I was there
I
at 2
don't
a.m.
know. I don't know if I'll be
Please.
awake and well.
I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah. That was a good one. It's a very good one. Yeah, so I'm excited about this run. Our episode's been an awesome movie. Sounding like it should be a good one. Yeah. So something to look forward out there, y'all.
Yeah. Sounds
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
What have you guys been watching? What have you guys been doing lately? Any good shows?
We watched The Last of Us.
Oh, well.
And I felt disappointed. Like, I felt like it was over so fast.
Yeah.
And
Well, I heard they
Yeah, I heard easy with George.
they split the second because it's following a video game pretty closely, and I guess they made the decision to split the second game into 2 parts. And so I don't know if that I didn't play
so
the game,
maybe that's why it felt so short.
Right. So the season 3 is really going to be the second part of the second game. If that Nick, does that make sense? I know you played the game, so I don't know if that makes sense, but I read that in the article.
I feel like they're going to end up dividing it into 3s, but
Okay.
I can't
Okay.
confirm or deny that.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the way it just feels right now.
Yeah. So, and then I'm reading right now, I'm reading Overgrowth by Mira Grant, who also writes under Shauna McGuire. And it is so good. I'm only on like chapter 5, but basically it is involving an invasion of aliens taking kind of a plant, what would you say? Formation?
Speciation? I don't know how to read the book.
I'm actually totally at a loss for words. I can't even think of any words right now.
No words.
Sorry.
Yes.
Maybe I've been invaded.
Maybe you've been infected. You are.
But it's a really good book so far.
Cool.
Yeah, you might be close.
Yeah. Yourself, what are you checking out, Nick? I know.
I've honestly been reading so much Fantastic Four lately. Those are Spider-Man issues to like maybe once a week, and the rest of them have just been Fantastic Four.
Cool. Getting ready. I like it.
And yeah, we're hyped over here.
Good.
And yeah, that's what I think. We're about one episode away from finishing the season of Rehearsal by Nathan Fielder, and I absolutely recommend that show. It is bonkers to no end.
What is it?
but,
I'm
like,
sorry.
Not Rehearsal. It's on HBO.
Okay.
It is season 2. It's hard to explain because if you don't know Nathan Fielder, he is a comedian, and he starts the show off by saying, "Hey, I'm a comedian, but I'm trying to have people look past that so I can deal with this actual issue." And he's trying to fix an issue between pilots and co-pilots in aviation. And yeah, it is very cool. I cannot recommend it enough.
Cool. I haven't even heard of that show. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, that's
Put it on the list.
Yeah, and then it would try to get as much out of our HBO subscription.
Yeah, there's 2 seasons. The first season is absolutely mind-blowing, and yeah, the season is just as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I also heard that the documentary about Pee Wee Herman is just phenomenal, and it's also on HBO.
I have not gone to that one. That one just came out, last week, I believe?
Yeah, really
something like
recent,
that.
and people are just raving about that.
Cool. All right.
Hell yeah.
That sounds good. Good.
All right. Well,
You got me, Joe, here. We've got Jordan.
you got Nick.
You got Nick. And
We went down many holes.
mini holes. Mini chaotic hole.
Or just one mini hole.
Just one mini hole.
Not many holes.
Y'all stay safe out there. Love y'all.